Yo, what is going on, Tempo family? It is your coach Brian here, and welcome to my 25-minute upper body build. We calling this one arm builder because it is all about those biceps, those triceps, and not just those two muscle groups, but we still got a lot of the core going on too. We got some core work, some healthy core work. We're gonna have fun. That's gonna be our trifecta for today's class: bicep, tricep, core. But let's get started with our warm-up, okay? Now, a lot of the exercise, arms out, maybe go into a little boxer shuffle, get the blood flowing throughout the rest of the body as well. Spread the wealth, share the love, and let's talk about what we got going for our first circuit. Gang, check it out. We're gonna be playing with supersets, all right? Essentially, you're gonna be working for 60 seconds, and then I'm gonna give you 60 seconds of rest and recovery. Now, within those 60 seconds of work, we're gonna have two exercises that we perform. Both exercises are going to be performed for 8 reps each, so 16 total. And we're going to start off with the alternating bicep curls, okay? So 8 total reps, 4 reps on each arm. After we finish our alternating bicep curls, we're going to go into neutral grip curl to presses, all right? So you got the biceps on the bicep curl, and then you got the biceps and the triceps on our curl to press. That said, the weight that you have right now should feel fairly heavy for that curl to press, all right? We're gonna start off with our bicep curls though. Team, find a solid foundation, ground down through your feet, press it to the floor, and then exhale, pull the dumbbell up towards the chest. Now gang, we are looking for a little bit of external rotation here, all right? As you pull the weight up, your palms are gonna eventually land facing up towards the ceiling, so you pull them towards your shoulders, okay? Roll those shoulders out, nice. Now let's get into our first round of curl to presses. Exhale, curl, and then press overhead. Now, I like to personally double up on my exhales, so I exhale to pull the weight up, where I contract my biceps, and then I exhale again to press the weight overhead. Okay, so shooting for 10 reps here, taking our time, controlling the weight, not allowing the weight to control us, and then setting it down. Okay, you have 60 seconds, gang, to rest and recover. Traditional hypertrophy rules, all right? However long you work, at a minimum, that's how long you need to be resting to make sure that our muscles feel recovered enough so that we can go back on our next set and hit it with the exact same intensity, if not a little bit more energy, okay? So you got about 30 seconds before we go into our next set. Team, take an internal evaluation of your muscles. How are they feeling, okay? Was that weight something that you're going to be able to sustain for 2 more sets? Can you do that for 2 more sets? If not, pause the screen, reduce the weight, and then we go from there. If, on the other side of that, flip side of that coin, you're like, hey, I feel like I needed to actually go a little bit heavier, then go ahead and do that. Let's go. Next set of bicep curls, team. Big exhale, big contraction, just like we did in that warm-up. Remember, staying strong, solid foundation, soft bend in those knees before we pull that weight up. All right, squad, shake it out, shake it out. Second set, really focus here on bracing your core, okay? Exhale. Control on the way down. Now, for me personally, I personally just like to double up on my exhales because it feels like that it just connects with the movement. It's seamless, right? I don't have to go out of my way or feel weird when I'm doing that particular movement with the breath sequence, okay? So, for example, when you do your bicep curls, traditionally, you exhale as you pull up. Anytime you press over something overhead, you're also exhaling as you push up. So like I said, for me and my body, personally, it just feels natural to exhale 2 times, to double up on those exhales, all right? You have one more opportunity here, gang, to perfect the double exhale and get connected to your breath and movement before we go into our tricep focused exercises. So let's make it count, and let's continue to get that work in. Continue to put in the work, squad. Let's get it. Exhale. Big contraction at the top. Remember, only shooting for 8 reps here. Use this as a primer for that curl to press. Last one. Good. Curl to press. 10 reps. Let's go, Tempo Nation. Just keep those weights moving, squad. Keep those weights moving. I know I said we're shooting for 10, but even if you don't get to 10, as long as you feel challenged, all right? Coach B's going to be a happy camper. Last one. All the way up. Set the weight down. All right, squad. We got 90 seconds to go a little bit heavier with our weight selections here. All right? Now, you're only going to be using 1 dumbbell. Gang, only need 1 dumbbell for this overhead tricep extension that we're going to be performing. Actually, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling a little spicy. I think I might just go a little bit heavier with my weight. I wasn't expecting to do all of this today, team, but your effort just might be what motivated me. You know, I got that little burst of energy. I see what y'all doing. I see the weight y'all lifting right now. And I'm just like, look, Coach got to step it up. All right, Coach got to step it up. And these triceps, you know, I'm also trying to see, I know you see the tricep right there, but I'm trying to see a little bit more tricep game. You know what I'm saying? You got the bicep, yeah. All right, check it out. Squat, 30 seconds. Kneeling, overhead tricep extensions. We got 10 reps. And then we're going to go into the plank up, all right? So for our kneeling overhead tricep extension, you can be here in a half kneeling position or knees underneath the hips. We're going to bring the weight down to head level. Exhale, press it back up, okay? You got 10, we're on the clock. Big thing that I want you to focus on here as we go through these reps is to focus on not pushing the hips so far forward or keeping them back, okay? So find that happy medium where the shoulders are directly over the hips and then push up from there. Nice, last one. Great job, gang. Set the weight down. Let me get your attention really quick. When you're in a high plank, feel free, I'm dealing with some wrist issues, so feel free to keep a neutral grip, placing your fist down. Otherwise, you want your palms down like so. For our plank up, we're gonna go down to a low plank. We're on the clock, shoulders directly over the elbows, and then we're going to drive up, press up through the palms, through the fists, whichever option you're taking, okay? And team, sometimes, you know, I don't got enough time to talk about what I want to talk about. And sometimes I skip an option that might be pivotal for y'all at home, okay? I don't know what you're going through, but I do want you to know. On sets 2 and sets 3, you will always, team, I encourage you to take the option of doing these plank ups from your knees, okay? However, if you do it from the knees, pull the hips in, engage the glutes, and then do your plank up from there. All right? All right. Grab that weight. We're going back into our kneeling overhead tricep extensions for 10. Try and keep your elbows in alignment with the shoulders, okay? Now, the first couple of reps, not every single rep is going to be perfect, squad. You need to keep that in mind. Not every single rep will be perfect, okay? Sometimes you're going to get those, you start out the set with your elbows all the way out, but you're going to notice if it doesn't feel good or if the weight is too heavy, as you rotate, internally rotate the elbows towards the head, it's not as bad, all right? We got 5 plank ups here, squad. Meet me in that high plank position. Now let's get these reps started. Breathing. Keeping our feet wide here. What we don't want is the hips to rock. We don't want no hip rocking, all right? Take it down. Back down to the knees. And just like that, squad, just like that, you are literally 30 seconds away from your last set. And then we're going to finish off class with some core work, all right? So up until this point, you've all been doing a great job, a fantastic job. But what are you going to do here on this last set, okay? This last time you're going to see these tricep extensions. You're going to go a little bit heavier with your weight. You're going to go a little bit lighter? Oh, you said you're going to go a little bit heavier. I like the way you think. Now we talking. All right, grab those dumbbells. Place them overhead. We on the clock. Remember, keeping that belly engaged here. Pressing that weight straight up. Taking our time. Breath to movement. Inhale on the way down. Exhale as you extend those arms. Good, squad. Last rep. Safely place that weight on the floor. Last set of plank ups. Come on. Let's make it happen. We on the clock. We moving. We grooving. Earn those gains, squad. Earn those gains. And you see what we did here, right? Like we high key, not low key. We high key, strategically integrated core into our upper body session, our upper body workout. Y'all see that? Y'all felt that, right? You know, we had to keep the core engaged. We was doing them bicep curls. We're doing that curl to press. You don't want to lean too far back, too far forward, get the weight up. Core engagement. That's right. Core all throughout this thing. Should have been a core workout, you know? But we sprinkle that bicep, tricep, you know? But we're going to focus specifically, team, on the core right here with these side planks. We're going to add some rotation here because, you know, we don't live in one single plane of motion, right? There's all these different planes of motion going on in our day-to-day life, in our worlds. And so we need to train that way. For our side plank, to get started, if you need an option, you can always keep this inside knee connected to the floor. From here, we're gonna drive the hips up. We're gonna reach underneath us with our plates. And then we're going to reach up. Okay, so reach under, keep the weight close to the body, reach up. If you don't want to do it without with the plate, that's completely fine as well. We're just doing this if we want a little bit extra challenge. Next way to challenge yourself would be to fully extend both legs and then reach and rotate with the plate in hand from there, okay? We got 25 seconds. We're gonna get as many reps as possible. Grab your dumbbell, make sure that your weight, make sure that the elbows underneath the shoulders, hips are up. Exhale, big reach. And what I'm looking for here, squad, is for you to not just work the shoulders as we reach and rotate, but also those side abs, specifically the abs underneath us, or the right side of the abs, I should say. All right, flip sides. Hips up. We back on it. Remember, keeping that weight close to the body, as closest to the body as possible. As we reach underneath, I now want you to go under and push the weight behind you. You'll notice that as you push further and further behind you, you get a lot more of those side abs working and that side ab engagement, and it just everything lights up a lot quicker, right? Right. Okay, check it out, squad. 2 more sets, 2 more. And if you have not taken any water or any drink by now to rehydrate, get some electrolytes back in your body, do it. Do it right now. Got about 15 seconds for you. Got to meet me back in place. And since I'm already here and I'm low-key lazy right now, I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to work this side first this time. We're going to switch it up. Switch up the body, make it adapt type jump. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go. We on the clock. We reaching. We rotating. We're actively pushing the heels into the floor as well as the forearms. If you like, you can place your hand, your down hand, the hand that's connected to the floor, that palm into the ground, just for a little bit more stability, okay? A little bit more balance, a little bit more control. And then always, when you get set up, make sure that the heels are in alignment with the elbows, okay? Great landmark here, squad, as you continue to get your reps in, is the middle of your tempo mat. That line, you can use that to see exactly where you're at and line everything up perfectly. 1 more rep. And enjoy the final 35 seconds before our set. Where has the time gone? You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. Like, it don't even feel like it's been 25 minutes already, and I'm like, but we still got so much to talk about. We still got so much to do. Don't we? Yeah, I know. But you know what? Work is work. All right, work is work. Let's get back to it. Last set. Line yourself up. We on the clock. Exhale. Big reach. Healthy breaths to movement. The little side abs engage. See if you can't extend that arm a little bit further. Keep those hips a little bit higher. Especially as we go into our last set. Challenge yourself here. Maybe you've been rocking with the knee down. Try it up for a couple of reps. Challenge yourself by continuing to reach further away from the body, keeping the hips up, glutes active. And relax. Fantastic work, team. Give me one up. Man. All right, check it out. We only got a couple minutes for our cool down. So what I want to do is I want us to work the core a little bit, since that was a common theme throughout the entire class. And we're going to settle into Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders, okay? Untuck your toes, relax the pelvis onto the mat. And as you breathe here, just allow yourself to melt into the earth here, into the mat. Feel yourself become more and more connected to the mat as you slowly sink into it with each breath. Feel free to bring your chin to chest. And I want you to slowly bring your elbows out in front. And while here, feel the compression on your organs, your internal organs. And I want you to just sway from left to right. Give them a little massage here. Massage up the belly. Breathe. Feel the space being created in your lumbar spine, that lower back region. And then slowly, team, make pillows with the tops of your hands. Gently rest your forehead on the floor. We're going to finish here in crocodile's pose as you focus on your breath and allow your body to just recalibrate itself. This is one of the ways we say thank you to the body, show appreciation to the body. And just like that, squad, we are done. Fantastic work today. Please do not forget to put away your weights. As always, thank you so much, Tempo family, for allowing me to be a part of your health and wellness journey. I'm your coach, Brian, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Hey friends, so good to be with you. Today's class, we're going to focus on the spine and we're going to do some nice back bending. We're going to go from this to a little more of this, I hope. Good for your posture. You know, we spend a lot of time kind of moving in this direction when we sit, when we drive, when we don't pay attention to our posture. So I find it really energizing and uplifting to move the spine this way. Biomechanics may call it back bending. Yoga may call it heart opening. I'm going to call it, let's just let the spine feel good today. So as you're ready, let's come on to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we'll inhale into a cow pose and lift the heart, lift the head and the sit bones. On your exhale, coming into a cat pose, lifting the navel and rounding your back. Now you have probably done this before, so keep doing it, and I just want you to bring awareness to the full capacity, the distance between your spinal flexion and your extension, and what the midpoint might be. So the spine has a natural lumbar curve that is a little bit more akin to the cow pose. And right now we're going through two extremes to help the spine move and stretch and increase mobility. But I want you to get a sense of where halfway is. And on your next one, I want you to come into about halfway, which is going to have a very slight lumbar curve, like a cow pose, but not too much and not tucked under. From that halfway point, draw your navel in, engage your core, and extend the right leg back. Fire up the right leg and glute, tone the thighs, tone the hamstring, lift the head. Notice your breathing. Stay here for a moment, really kick through the heel. And on your exhale, bring the knee towards the nose and point the toe, rounding into your cat. Now kick the right leg back into your midpoint, your neutral spine, lift your head. Knee to nose, curl in. Kick back, inhale, knee to nose, curl, exhale. Keep going with the leg or add the left arm too. Reaching and elbow to knee under the belly. Kick and reach, inhale, elbow to knee under the belly. Kick, reach, elbow to knee under the belly. Keep going with the leg and the arm, or some of us may bring left hand back to catch the right ankle and kick up for 3. For 2. And for 1. Softly back to hands and knees. Give your body just a wiggle and a twirl for a moment. Just find some new directions. And we'll go right to the other side. Left leg's gonna extend back without dumping into the low back or overarching your back. You're gonna make that curve a little more mild as you engage your core. Breathe here as you tone your left leg. One more inhale. And then bringing left knee to nose, curling in as you exhale. Kick back, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. Kick back, inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. Keep doing the leg or add the right arm, reaching, inhale. Elbow to knee, exhale. Reaching and kicking, inhale. Elbow to knee, exhale. Keep going, leg and arm, or right hand comes back to catch the left foot as you kick up for 3. For 2. And 1. Gentle release, hands and knees, wiggle the body, roll it around. Nicely done. And then coming back into that cow pose one more time, arching the back. We do want it to back bend today, but we want to know the difference between controlled and excessive movements. So now exploring that as you lift your hips higher. Keep the cow pose as you lower your chest between your thumbs for knees, chest, chin with your hips in the air. And then sliding into cobra as you press your hips down, peel your chest and shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees and lift the hips. Good breath in. Good breath out. Right leg's gonna lift on the inhale. Step outside the right hand on the exhale. Pause here. Hop your left foot an inch to the left and spin your left heel down 45 degrees. It's warrior number 1.5. Inhale as you rise. I say 1.5 because we're not going to try to make warrior 1 force our hips and ankle to this 12 o'clock position. Let your hips kind of move a little to the top left corner and let your stance be wide enough so that it doesn't feel any discomfort on your ankle or low back. Once you get there, lunge into a nice deep warrior 1.5, but keep some weight in your back heel. Then bend your elbows and pull yourself up as you open the chest. Bend the knee, lunge as you reach your arms. Bend the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades back, open the chest. Bend the knee, lunge, squeeze back, open. Bend the knee, lunge, stay here, but the hands come to the hips. And either tuck your elbows back or interlace your hands. Some of us will interlace and squeeze the shoulders back, stay upright. Some of us will bow inside the right knee towards the middle of the mat for a humble warrior, squeezing your knuckles over your head. Either way, breathing for 3. Breathing for 2. Breathing for 1. Come back up to warrior 1 all together, warrior 1.5. Lift the arms. And then the hands come back to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Drop the knees. Come into your cow pose, arching your back. Keep the cow pose as you lower the chest between the thumbs for knees, chest, chin. And then slide into cobra as you drop your hips, Pick the chest up, shoulders back. Downward facing dog, bend the knees and lift the hips. Good breath in. Good breath out. Lift your left leg nice and high. Step outside the left hand. Pause. Hop your right foot inch or two to the right. Spin the heel down 45 degrees. Warrior 1.5 as you rise. Left foot is in the left lane. Right foot in the right lane. Back heel is grounded as you lunge and reach up. And then pull yourself up as you squeeze your shoulder blades back, open the chest, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, lunge. Pull yourself up. Bend the knee, lunge. Pull yourself up. Bend the knee, lunge, hold the lunge. Hands to the hips or interlace behind you. Open the chest, breathing upright or bowing inside the knee, head and knuckles towards the ground. 3. Stay connected to your feet, stay connected to your breath. 2. 1 more. Back to your warrior 1.5, all together rise. Hands to the ground, downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank, drop the knees, cow pose, arching the back, squeeze your back muscles. Keep the arch, lower the chest, slide into cobra, bhujangasana, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Good breath in, good breath out. Inhale forward to plank. Lower all the way to the floor. Take your time, slow and controlled. We'll come into Sphinx pose on the elbows. Give yourself a moment as you arrive on your Sphinx. You might move your blocks if you have blocks. I'm moving mine, so you got a little more space here. Pause here as you lift your chest, and then pressing your pubic bone into the ground so that you don't have that excessive lumbar curve and arch, but it's a little more mild like we've been working on. Some of us will breathe here. Some of us will bend the right knee, catch the ankle, and squeeze in towards the hip. Give that a moment with your chest up. Change. You can keep breathing in Sphinx. It's a great back bend. Or left hand to the left ankle for a moment. Squeeze it in. Back to Sphinx. Good. From Sphinx pose, inhale here. Tuck your toes, lift your hips and thighs, forearm plank. Keep a nice flat back. Inhale, forearm plank. Exhale, lower back to the ground. Take the arms behind you, locust pose, lifting up with your arms and legs. Some of us will breathe here. Some of us will bend the knees, catch the ankles, and kick up for bow pose. Use your hamstrings and glutes to help you rise. Breathing 3. Breathing 2. Breathing 1. Slowly bring it back down into your Sphinx pose. Elbows in front. And exhale, tuck your toes into your forearm plank. Hold your forearm plank. Good breath in. Good breath out. Bring the knees to the ground. Walk back to all fours. And then tuck your toes and sit onto your shins. Pause here for a moment. Center yourself in any comfortable seat. And we're going to grab the right forearm outside the right hip and let the right ear come down for a breath. Feeling that in the left side of your neck. Keep your chest up. Grabbing the left forearm at the left hip and letting the left ear come down. back to center, getting a block ready if you want to use it for half camel. You're going to come up onto your shins, and you'll bring the block by your right ankle for support. With your hands at your upper glutes, you can use the heel of your hands or your thumbs to press into your upper glutes as you lift your chest. Now, just like we've been working on, this back bend can happen with an excessive lumbar extension and curve or a more mild one, okay? So as we go back, we want to avoid that with that extra curve. Don't get all sassy now, keep it with integrity. And we can also do it like that with the glutes down, bringing the curve into the upper back. That's a little bit more of what we want. So let yourself drop the glutes, have a mild lumbar curve, and you can bring your right hand to your block or your heel, and your left arm can reach up. If that feels like too much, some of us might keep right hand on the hip. So plenty of variations you can explore here, block or heel. 3, engaging your glutes and hamstrings. 2, how's your breath? 1, and slowly come on up. Pause, sit back, give it a little swirl and twirl, and on to the other side. Up on the shins, block by your ankle if you like. Thumbs or heels of the hands press down on the upper glutes so that you have a natural and mild curve here. Not too much, and definitely not tucking under, not doing that either. Supporting your thighs, toning your glutes. Your left hand can stay on your hip, or your left hand can come to your block or left ankle, and your right arm reaches up. Pressing your shins down, lifting your heart. Slowly rise with control. Have a seat. Swirl it around again. Just feel. Good breath in. Good breath out. Bring the hands down, plank pose, tuck your toes, lift your thighs. A moment now to integrate and strengthen your core after all that deep bending. Some of us will stay in plank, but some of us will bring right hand to the middle, lifting your left arm for a side plank, left arm high. Maybe you like your knee on the ground for support, or maybe you want to lift your top leg. 3, how's your breath? 2, and 1. Change, left hand to middle, any side plank from your feet or your knee, letting the stabilization muscles take hold and secure. 2, and 1. Plank pose all together. Yogi's choice, knees, chest, chin to cobra, or low plank, chaturanga to upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, bend your knees a whole heck of a lot, and then send your sit bones to the sky as you lengthen your arms for 3, 2, and 1. Returning to your comfortable seat, crossing the legs or on the shins. 3 deep breaths to integrate and feel. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. 2 more slow deep breaths on your own, relaxing your body, inviting ease, and maybe just feeling the tingle of being alive. After 3 breaths, if it feels nice for you to stay in meditation or come onto your back to rest in Shavasana for a few minutes, I highly and strongly encourage you to do so. Whenever you feel complete,
It's time for whatever's next, and you're going to be in your body, hopefully feeling really good and alive. Thanks for making time to practice today.